Melbourne. Now then, Liverpool 6-0 winners against Qarabag. Excellent night for Arne. The only really kind of black cloud was another injury to a right back in Jeremy Frimpong, which looked like a hamstring problem, which has sidelined him already this season. But great scoreline. Let's hear from the Liverpool manager.
There were so many positives all over the pitch, really. The way that your team adapted to another player playing out of position. What pleased you the most about the performance itself?
That I don't think we had a bad 5, 6 or 7 minutes, because that's actually what we only have during all the other games, 5, 6, 7 or 8 difficult minutes, where we then usually concede. But today we didn't have that 7 or 8 minutes. And as a result of that, we didn't concede. So the last minute, I really liked 6-0 up. They had one counter-attack, and I saw all my players being back in their box. And I've said many times, if we improve in both boxes, there's a lot to play for this team. Even if we have, we don't have even so many injuries, but if we have a few, it's harder for us than for some other teams in this league.
You say better in both boxes. It seemed like Hugo Ekitike makes a real difference. Florian Wirtz, we've seen maybe the best of them in the partnership. They seem to be blossoming together.
Yeah, definitely. I think I've said many times already that players are developing, and that's also very good of them. They put a lot of energy in it. Worked really hard to be able to play every 3 days. The reason why I took them off is also to give them a little bit of rest towards the Newcastle game, because that, as we know, Newcastle is going to be incredibly intense again. But these players have adapted. I can come up with performances of us earlier on this season after we played in Europe or during the week that it was much harder for certain players to play at the level they are playing at now. And that's development, and that's what we as a club always knew when we made it so many changes in the summer. And you can see now that these players are adapting and progressing and developing a lot.
Well done tonight, thank you.
You're welcome.
Arne Slot's biggest win as Liverpool manager. He was talking to Danny Jameson. He's a calm, measured man by and large, isn't he? But I sense he's felt the need to be a bit punchier the last week or two because the team haven't done what he wanted.
Yeah, in certain interviews there's been a little bit of spikiness in there. I don't think there was any need for that tonight because his team were excellent.
Yeah.
18 points out of 24, they were dominant from start to finish. I agree with him in terms of the combination play between Ekitike, Wirtz, Salah getting a goal. A lot of positives tonight, and it was exactly the result and the performance that the manager needed, just to calm a little bit of noise going into the weekend.
Yeah.
You see McAllister here just scoring at the back post, coming from a set piece, which is another positive. They haven't scored as many as they would have liked.
No.
But the main positive is these two, Ekitike. The timing of the pass and the finish, they're growing and evolving, and that connection, they're on the same wavelength. Szoboszlai manipulates the ball there. Salah, lovely finish. Him getting on the goal, first one since November. When there's space behind the back lines, Liverpool can look extremely dangerous. I love this kid. I think he's just going to get better and better.
Yeah.
What a signing he's been so far.
Tremendous. So you can kind of see Ali and Joe and Rory. You can see the younger players who they probably want to build the next team around. It's filling in the gaps, isn't it?
Yeah,
a little bit.
It is. I mean, it's been tough for Liverpool this year, particularly domestically. But they've got that level of quality in them. I mean, it's no surprise. We spoke before it. Would it be a major surprise if Liverpool went all the way and went deep in this tournament? No. I've seen some of the performances this year, particularly away at Frankfurt, away at Marseille, and I've thought, yeah, I mean, if they can perform like that, it's just a level of consistency, particularly domestically at home, and there's 1 or 2 errors come into the game at home. But long term, they'll be absolutely fine.
Great.
Yeah, I agree. I think they're at that stage, like, you know, with Mo Salah's form slightly sliding, Virgil van Dijk maybe not being, he's not at his best. So the club's maybe at a crossroads, but they've got some fantastic young players. Ekitike, been a breath of fresh air. Love watching him. Wirtz will settle in, so and they could still win something. They could still win this tournament.
Well, I like getting in the box. Maybe some people says that I'm not that good when I get there, but today I scored 2 goals, so very glad with that.
Could have been a hat-trick though, right at the end, couldn't it?
It could have been, yeah. I'm still really angry at myself because it was a really good cross from Mo, and these chances I need to score them, and it would have been perfect to score a hat-trick. I think it would have been the first one in my career, so I think I'm gonna think about that situation all night.
Well, as you say, it was a big win. Did it almost matter more tonight the way that you won, putting a performance like that? Did it feel a little bit of the Liverpool of last season?
Yeah, it felt like this, but to be honest, we know that maybe in Champions League we've been a little bit better than in the Premier League, and now we have really difficult games, so we need to see the positives, of course, but already think about the next one because it's going to be a hard one, and we need to be in a good shape.
So how do you build on this? How do you take this into what you say are a couple of really tricky Premier League games coming up?
Yeah, now as I said, we have to see the positives. I'm pretty sure that we're going to have some feedback and review the game. But yeah, see the positives, see the negatives as well, because that's how you improve. And I'm pretty sure this team is going to give everything on Saturday.
Well done tonight.
Thank you.
That might be pushing it, but Europe, they seem better suited to Europe than the Premier League. I think that's probably fair to say. The intensity, the sort of transitions in the Premier League seem to really flummox Liverpool. Whereas in the Champions League, right, they lost at Galatasaray. It's a tough place to go, and they've not been flawless. And the home defeat to PSV obviously is not good enough. But they look much more comfortable, as Stephen says, with space behind, space to play into. A nice football match.
Yeah.
I think they're a good team.
It's when teams take them out of the comfort zone or set them a challenge, i.e. the block, or the set pieces are coming in from different angles. That's when they've struggled. It'll be a much bigger test at the weekend, coming up against Newcastle. We've just praised their performance and counter-attack, fast attacks, crosses coming in, 1v1 situations. So there's bigger tests for this side in the coming weeks. They've got Newcastle and City coming up.
Potentially with no available right back.
Well, that's the only disappointment for the night, because Frimpong's been excellent lately, looked really fast and dangerous, and in 1v1 situations been really creative. Got issues in the back line. It'd be interesting if that could be the final straw to go into the market, because I don't think they've wanted to go into the market, because there's been a lot of change and a lot of transition in a lot of positions. But with no Bradley, Frimpong, it could be a hamstring. Minimum, they're normally 2-3 weeks anyway.
Easy.
I wouldn't be surprised if they go and get someone that could probably play right across the back line.
Yeah, because as you say, Gomez, Konate, potentially unavailable as
Unless Gomez's impact was only days.
But Liverpool's whole thing is they don't like doing stuff for the short term. They won't go and spend money just to solve a short-term problem. But if you're looking at their back line, they've got 4 or 5 senior fit defenders. That's not enough. If you want to go deep in the Champions League, you need more cover than that. So they've got 2 days left of the market. It might depend on what they can do, but it feels like they probably should do something.
You could have a similar conversation about Tottenham, of course, missing a lot of players, particularly in midfield, but good night for Thomas Frank and